ओम सर्वस्मा आत्मने नमः। द्वाविमौ ग्रसते भूमिः सर्पो बिलशयानिव राजानं च अविरोद्धारं ब्राह्मणं च अप्रवासिनम्. Now let's have a glance about the importance of Desha Sanchara, travel, as described in the scriptures, and some important places visited by Acharya Madhva during his lifetime, and what he did during his Desha Sanchara. The shloka which I chanted in the beginning of this pravachana is from Udyoga Parva Mahabharata. The following two persons will die unnoticed, or the bhumi grasate, the bhumi swallows these two as a snake swallows rats. Rajanam cha avirodharam, the king who cannot protect his kingdom, and the brahmana, a knowledgeable man, who cannot undertake Desha Sanchara, travel, who sits in his hometown. So it is the duty of a king, Kshatriya, to protect his kingdom, and it is the duty of a Brahmana, a knowledgeable man, to travel to go around the Desha or globe to gain knowledge. It is told there in many smritis and shastras, Deshacharan, Samayacharan, Jati Dharman, Bubhushate, Yassa Paravarajnaha. This is a shloka from Mahabharata itself. The one who knows the Deshachara, the practices, the religious practices found in a particular place, Samayachara, the religious practices or the social practices found in a particular time, Jati Dharman, the religious practices, rituals practiced by some particular castes and creed. If he knows all these things, he will be a Paravarajna, a Sarvajna, not otherwise. If one sits idly in his town or at home, he will be a Swayam Ghoshita Pandita, self-styled scholar. He cannot understand the different practices found in different regions, different religions, different times. So it is told there, Yasmin deshe ya acharaha paramparya kramagataha tatra tam navamanyeta tatra dharmaha tadrushaha. Yasmin deshe, in a particular place, ya acharaha, a particular practice, it is practiced there. Paramparya kramagataha, it is practiced from ages, for ages. Tatra tam na avamanyeta, that should not be neglected, or other people should not disregard it. Tatra dharmaha tatraiva tadrushaha. It is a quotation from Vivada Bhangaranaka. And in Mahabharata also, it is told there, Bhavatyadharmo dharmopi dharmo dharmo bhavatyuta karana desha kalasya deshaha kalaha satadrushaha. It's a quotation from Shanti Parva. On the basis of regional and time related practices, the adharma may become dharma and the dharma may become adharma. The desha, the region or locality, and kala, time, are so powerful So it is told there in Kannada Sahitya also, Desha Suttu and Kosha Odu. Go around the Desha and study the Kosha. Kosha is exactly not the dictionary. Kosha is a treasure of knowledge, any treasure of knowledge. So, Desha Suttu and Kosha Odu. By traveling around the country and studying all the branches of knowledge, getting the knowledge from all the branches will make one perfect. So it is the duty of everybody to travel around the country, especially of a sannyasi. The sannyasi is called Parivrajaka as we know it. Parivrajaka, this means Paritaha Vrajati and Parityajya Vrajati. First he Parityajya Vrajati. Parityajya, he renounces the worldly affairs, samsarika bandhana, and Vrajati, goes out of the samsarika bandhana. It is Parityajya Vrajati. He does Parityaga, first Parityaga and Gamana is second. The second meaning is Paritaha Vrajati. It is the duty of a sannyasi, Parivrajaka, to go around the country and to give knowledge to all those who are in need of it and teach them dharma. A sannyasi should not remain in a particular pradesha or particular kala except the Chaturmasya. During the Chaturmasya, the 4 months of rainy season, the sannyasi is supposed to remain in a particular place. But nowadays, the modern sannyasis have reduced those 4 months into just 2 months, or particularly to 50 days. While doing a Desha Sanchara, one should not remain idle. He should get knowledge, or he should practice his daily rituals also. So, whenever a Brahmana or anybody goes to some different countries, he should try to understand different practices and also get knowledge from those who are the scholars who are found there. In our country, from Kashmir to Kanyakumari and Puri to Dwarakavati, there are many centers of knowledge, Vidya Kendra, Vidya Peetha. There were scholars and there are scholars also. Maybe the number of scholars is reduced, but there are. So, we should consult the scholars and get knowledge from those people. Interestingly, the samchara means chara is traveling, sam is well, in a meaningful manner. So, sanchara is a travel in a meaningful way. It is told there in Bhagavata Tatparya, Traivarnikaha sancharantaha veda karma pravartanat, shayanaha shudra uddishtaha veda karma apravartanat. The one who is doing his duty, veda karma, Vedic duties, is called sanchari. The one who is not doing his duty, Vedic duties, is called a shayana. So, this is the sara, this is the gist of all the shastras. If a scholar or anybody, a scholar or layman, pandita or pamara, is doing his duty, he is called a sanchari. If he is not doing a karma, if he is not doing his duty, he is called a shayana, a sleeping man. So one should not become a sleeping man, one should not remain a sleeping man, one should be always a sanchari in a meaningful way. Acharya Madhva both during his original form, Moola Rupa, and Avatara Rupa, incarnation, as Hanuman, Bhima, and Madhva, undertook a Vyapaka Yatra, Vyapaka Desha Sanchara. He was a widely travelled man, Desha Sanchari Manush, Desha Sanchari Purusha. Interestingly, Vayu is called as Sadagati. Sadagati means Sada, always, Gati, the one who travels around, goes around. In Bhagavad Gita also it is told there, Vayuhu Sarvatrago Mahan. Vayuhu Sarvatragaha. The Vayu, Prana, Sada Gati. He is traveling always and he is there everywhere. So, the Vayu Sanchara, it is there everywhere and always. In Chandogya Upanishad, it is told there, in 4th chapter, Esha havai yajño yojam pavate, Esha yannidam sarvam punati, Yadesha yannidam sarvam punati, tasmad esha eva yajñaha. The Bhashya, Chandogya Upanishad Bhashya says, यज्ञाभिमानी यज्ञाख्यो वायुर यज्ञे प्रतिष्ठितः ज्ञ शुद्ध भावे इत्यस्मात् यन्नयम् पावयेद्यतः अतो वायुः यज्ञनाम. It is the Bhashya of Chandogya Upanishad. The Vayudeva, Pranadeva, he is called Yajna because he is Yajnabhimani, the presiding deity of Yajna, the sacrifices. The word Yajna is made of two parts, Ya and Jna. Ya means Sanchara, Ya Prapane, Ya Yati, Gacchati. And Jna means Shuddha Bhava, purifying. Pranadeva travels always and everywhere and purifies everything, everybody. So he is called Ya Jna during his Moola Rupa, original form, and also when he was born as Hanuman, Bhima, and Madhva. Madhva is a sannyasi form. So, as a Parivrajaka, he travelled around the country and purified all the shrines and all the rivers. We, the common people, laymen, undertake Desha Sanchara to purify ourselves by visiting those shrines and taking Avagahana Snana and dipping into the holy rivers such as Ganga and Yamuna. But a great man like Acharya, nothing has to do with those shrines. He need not purify himself by taking snana in those holy rivers. On the contrary, he himself purifies those rivers, as it is told there in Bhagavata. In Bhagavata Navamaskandha, this is a well-known story that King Bhagirath of Surya Vamsha tried to bring Ganga Nadi to this Bhuloka to give Sadgati to his ancestors, the 60,000 sons of Sagara, King Sagara. As they had died and they were burned to ashes by sage Kapila. So, as they had died an unnatural death, they had to get Sadgati only by dipping into the holy Ganga river. Many kings from Surya Vamsha tried to bring Ganga to the Bhumi, but nobody succeeded. King Bhagiratha tried. Ganga accepted the offer. She agreed to come to Bhuloka, but she inquired, Kincha aham na bhuvam yasye nara maya मृजन्ति अघम मृजामि तदघम कुत्र राजंस्तत्र विचिन्त्यताम्. If I come to Bhuloka, all the people come and take snana in my water, and they leave their papa in my water. But how can I purify my papas, my doshas? Mrijami tadagaham kutra. I can purify all the papas of all the other people. But who is to cure my papas, my doshas? Bhagirath uvacha sadhavo न्यासिनः शान्ताः ब्रह्मिष्ठाः लोकपावनाः हरन्त्यघं ते अंगसंगात तेष्वास्ते हि अघभिद्धरिः. Sadhavah Nyasinah, some sannyasis, those who have taken sannyasashrama, or those who are just grihasthas, but they live like a sannyasi, they are called Nyasi. Shantaha, they are the devotees of Lord. Brahmishtaha, Lokapavanaha, they purify the entire world. Harantyagam te angasangat. Let all the common people come to you and dip into your water. Let them have snana in your water. Let them leave their papas in your water. But these great people, sadhu people, they also come into your water, and te angasangat, when they take snana in your water, they will purify your water, so you need not worry. This is the consolation word given by Bhagiratha to Ganga. Acharya Madhva is a great soul among those sadhus and sannyasis. He travelled all over India and purified the holy rivers also. It is also told there in Bhagavata, Nahi ammayani tirthani nadeva mritsilamayaha te punam tirukalena darshanadheva sadhavaha. The holy waters like holy rivers like Ganga, Yamuna and others, and holy temples, the idols, Deva Vigraha, which were installed there, they are not the purifiers. Nahi ammayani tirthani na devaha mritsilamayaha. But who are the purifiers? Te punantya urukalena darshanadeva sadhavaha. The sadhavaha, the sajjanas, holy people like Madhva. Darshanadeva, just by giving a darshana. Te punanti urukalena. They give a purification to common people like us, which is a long-lasting effect. So, Darshanadeva, just by seeing the holy men like Acharya, or Darshana means differently also. Darshana is Tattvika Drishti. The philosophical views given by great people like Acharya purify all the people like us. This is what done by Acharya Madhva during his lifetime. In his Madhva Vijaya, it is told there in 5th Sarga, Achitya Deshan Samayanscha Charudhihi Asau Jakama Abhimatena Vartmana. And in 6th Sarga, Mandayan Bharata Khandam Akhandam Nadirayana Padotra Paroyaha Tamnamat Prachuradhir Harigita Bhashya Marpayad Upayanam Vasme. Acharya Madhva shows us how to undertake yatras, Desha Sanchara and Pravasa. The Pravasa should be a Prakrishta Vasa. Vasa is staying, dwelling. Pra is in a great way. So, if one is always interested in doing dharmacharana, practicing his own dharma, and he is immersed in his academic activities, Shravana, Manana and other things, that yatra, that pravasa, that sanchara will be a meaningful. So, he came to Badari and he offered Gita Bhashya to Lord Narayana in his temple. Gita Bhashya is the first work of Acharya Madhva, a commentary, a Bhashya for Bhagavad Gita. So Upayanam Arpayat. He offered that Gita Bhashya as a Upayana, as a presentation. Preetayasya purato varabhashyam vachayansa janatamapasarya vachmi shaktita urukrama gita bhashyamityakathayat purusankhyaha. Lord Narayana was pleased with the great work of Gita Bhashya, authored by Acharya Madhva, and he asked Acharya Madhva to chant the Gita Bhashya, to read the Gita Bhashya again and again. Uchyatamiti muhussa prithivya sphalanam padamaho harinoktam. Uchyatam, please read the Gita Bhashya again and again. These are the words uttered by Lord Narayana to Madhvacharya. Acharya Madhva understood the opinion of Lord Narayana and asked the Shishyas to come to him and gave a lecture, gave a pravachana to those disciples again and again. From that Badrinath shrine, he went to another Badri, which is not visible to common people. The two types of Badris, a big one and a smaller one. The smaller one, Badri shrine, can be visited by everybody. Acharya went to that big Badri Kshetra also, which is Atindriya and which cannot be travelled by common people. There, in that Badri Kshetra, Suvishesha Shesha Vadashesha Varnita Pratibodhurasya Nanu Shishya Tochita Gurumanasasya Gurutapi Satpatehe iti Sopa Satti Ramarai Ramanyata Purayeva Purita Mapurayat Punaha Nanu Krishna Esha Paramartha Sankhya Bhagavan Manah Puramivayatam Pura Nitadhama Tamcha Jagrihe Tadadbhutam. Acharya Madhva was taught by Vedavyasa himself again and again. Pratibodhurasya Nanu Shishyata Uchita. Acharya Madhva is a great Shishya of Lord Vedavyasa. Purayeva Puritam. The mind, the intellectual personality of Acharya Madhva is already filled up. But Vedavyasa, sage Vedavyasa, Lord Vedavyasa, filled that intellectual personality of Acharya Madhva again and again, Paramartha Sankhya, with a great philosophical knowledge. These are the quotations from 8th Sarga of Madhva Vijaya. Itihasa Sundara Purana Sutra Sat Priya Pancharatra Nijabhava Sanyutam Ashunod Ananta Hrud Anantato Chirat Paramarthamapi Aganitagam Avalehe. He learned Itihasa, Purana, Brahma Sutra, Pancharatra, and all other things from Lord Vedavyasa. Ashunot Anantahrit. Anantataha. Lord Vedavyasa is Ananta and Acharya Madhva is Anantahrit, a great personality filled with great knowledge, great amount of knowledge. Acharya Madhva himself says in Gita Bhashya, or probably Gita Tatparya, Yavad Brahma Brahmanastu Prayona Pratibhasitam Vishnoh Prityarthamevasya Shrotavyam Prayasho Harehe. Brahmanaha Prayashaha Nasti Apratibhasitam. Brahma has nothing to study. There is nothing which is unknown to him. Still, Chaturmukha Brahma studies from Lord himself. Vishnu Prityarthameva, the Shravana Karma, the study undertaken by Chaturmukha Brahma is just to please the great Narayana. So it is so by doing that Shravana and undertaking that Shravana, Lord Chaturmukha or Acharya Madhva shows common people like us. We have to be prepared for Shravana always. We should never cease to do this Shravana. Anyesham Shravanajnanam Kramasho Manushottaram Atyalpa Pratibhanatvad Manushyaha Shrutavedinaha. After Chaturmukha Brahma and Pranadeva, Anyesham Shravanajnanam, other deities, they had to get knowledge only through this Shravana, undertaking Shravana. So, Kramasho Manushottaram, the human beings like us are fully, totally dependent upon the Shravana for knowledge. Atyalpa Pratibhanatvat. In this entire creation, Srishti, human beings are the creatures who have least knowledge and least Pratibha Shakti. This statement shows the importance of Shravana, which we have to continue always, and which is showed by great Devas and Acharya Madhva and Chaturmukha Brahma himself. It is told there in his Moola Rupa, and it is told there in it is described, it is displayed in his Avatar Rupas also. He undertook all these yatras, desh sancharas, and utilized those pravasas, sancharas, for another research work also, as he himself says in Tatparya Nirnaya, 2nd chapter and 7th shloka. Deshe deshe tatha granthan drishtva chaiva pratak vidhan yatha cha bhagavan vyasaha sakshan narayana prabhuho jagada bharatadyeshu tatha vakshe tadikshaya sankshepat sarvashastrartham bharatarthan sarataha. While doing desha sanchara in different regions, different pradeshas, I have seen many versions of Mahabharata, Ramayana, Harivamsha and other Puranas. Especially the Mahabharata has different versions. Uttar Bharata Patha, Auttareya Patha and Dakshinatya Patha. He has seen all those versions and undertook a comprehensive research work. So, at last, authored this Tatparya Nirnaya. Actually, Acharya Madhva knows everything from Lord Narayana or Lord Vedavyasa himself, but still he displayed a way of research work to be undertaken by his followers. Deshe deshe, in different pradeshas, tatha granthan drishtva, I have seen many works, many versions, prathak vidhan, different versions, and at last came to a conclusion about the opinion of Lord Vedavyasa regarding this Ramayana and Mahabharata. Tatha vakshe tarikshaya, according to the opinion of Lord Vedavyasa, tatha vakshe, I will give my opinions about Ramayana and Mahabharata in this Tatparya Nirnaya. Sankshepat sarvashastrartham, the complete gist of Vedas, Pancharatras, Itihasas, Puranas is hidden in these granthas, in this Tatparya Nirnaya. This is a great research work authored by Acharya Madhva, and he displayed us, and he has shown us how to undertake the research work and how to utilize our Desha Sanchara for our academic purposes. In 10th Sarga of Madhvijaya, Acharya's visit to Kurukshetra, it is described there. Pradnyo Rajnyam Tridiva Padavim Kauravam Kshetram Aptaha Sasmaratha Swavihruti Patadhasti Yuddhotsavanam सत्यात्माद्यैः इह परिवृतः भावि मारीचदिग्भिः विस्मेरैः स्वैः निज नृपतनु हेतुदृष्ट्या अतितुष्टैः. In Kurukshetra, Acharya showed to his disciples, such as Satyatirtha and others, some old weapons, Shastra, used in Kurukshetra Yuddha. This shloka or this sentence, Vismeraihi Swaihi Nrijan Ripatanu Heti Dushtya Ati Tushtaihi, is interpreted differently by different scholars. Some scholars say that Acharya Madhva shows his Gada Yudha, which was used in Kurukshetra Yuddha by himself as Bhima. He showed it to his disciples. Other scholars say that Acharya Madhva didn't show his Gada to his disciples, but showed the weapons used by those disciples who were also Kshatriyas in Kurukshetra Yuddha. So this is a different, this has different opinions. Whatever it is, Acharya Madhva came to the place where Kurukshetra Yuddha, Kurukshetra war had taken place and showed some weapons to his disciples. That's all. It is told there in Mahabharata Shanti Parva also, Adhyaya number 280, Shloka is 69. Shuddhabhijana sampannaha pandavaha samshiravrataha virhutya devalokeshu punarmanushyameshyatha. This is the opinion given by Bhishma to Yudhishthira, Bhima and others. Pandavas, now you are born as Kshatriyas in this Kuru Vamsha. Vihritya Devalokeshu. After completing this avatara, you go to Devalokas. And after completing your duration in that Devaloka, Punar Manushya Meshyata. You have to come to this Bhuloka again and be born as human beings again. This is the prediction given by Bhishma. That suits the 49th shloka of this 10th chapter of Madhya Vijaya. So that Ayudha, it maybe it is belonging to Bhima, or maybe those Ayudhas are belonging to Satyatirtha and other disciples. But Acharya Madhva has definitely visited that place where Kurukshetra Yuddha had taken place and showed some weapons. This is the great work done by Acharya and shown to his disciples also. This is about Uttar Bharata Yatra. In some Puranas, not in Madhya Vijaya, it is told there that Acharya had visited Tirupati, the famous shrine Tirupati also. And in Madhya Vijaya itself it is told there, Acharya Madhva had visited Tiruvananthapuram and Kanyakumari. That is described in 5th Sarga. Tatah kramena pratalannupeyivan navandati indivara sundarachavim ambhojanabham sa bhujangashayinam shivallabham srimad satpuraya. In that Ananta Satpura, Tiruvananthapuram, Acharya took a darshana of Lord Sheshashayi Padmanabha. In Shloka number 42, 5th Sarga, a pravasa to Kanyakumari is described. Snatvartha tirthe shvacharena kanyaka tirthe sutirthe sukatirtha plutaha samudra setau cha nimajya vishnave Sri Ramanathaya Namaschakarasaha. In Samudra Setu, he took a holy bath and he visited Kanyakumari. This is about his Dakshina Bharata Yatra. Acharya Madhva's visit to Godavari Tira is described in the 9th Sarga. Sadevam Abhivandya तत्र देवमभिवन्द्य यातवान् स्वामिनो वचन गौरवादृतम् सानुगो विविधभूरतीत्य गोदावरी तटमगातलेशधीः. Acharya Madhwa's visit to Paschima Bharata includes Goa, which is described in 10th Sarga. Sashankara patadvijo pahratamakya govakhyagam garisthaka dalilashad dashashati chatushkam charan. This is the description given in Madhvijaya about his Goa Pravasa. And finally, let us see another temple visited by Acharya Madhva and which was installed by Acharya Madhva during his Bhimavatara. That is described in 16th Sarga. Paranti surasadanam vishalasam with sampraptah khalu suchiran nivedyahinam gramyagra kshitipatibhir dinardhamatrat tadbhutir vedhita sabhuta balyanalpaha. Acharya came to Kevuda temple. That is also described as Keta. That is now called in Tulu language Baltotto, or previously it was called as Parentabotto. In that temple, Acharya Madhva prepared for puja, which had ceased, and asked all the people of that village to make arrangements for continuing that puja. Bhimatve saha sahajai pratisthitah prak panchatma muradipur yadatra Panchalya balisalilam samam dadatya sosmarshi tamimamatha prapujya pujyaha. Now, in that temple, Panchalingeshwara, Lord Shiva, is worshipped. Actually, that is the Vigraha, idol of Panchatma Muraripu, Lord Vishnu in his 5 forms. So, both Shiva and Vishnu are worshipped there, as we can understand. This is the idol, this is the linga installed by Bhima and his brothers during his Bhimavatara, when they had undertaken Dakshina Bharata Yatra. During that time, Draupadi herself had brought water for puja. Acharya remembered all these things, and his 4 brothers and Draupadi also. So, he came to that shrine, and where puja was not going on, Acharya asked all the villagers to make arrangements for the continuation of puja and bless those villagers also. So, now let us conclude our glance at the importance of Desha Sanchara, Pravasa, as described in Mahabharata and other Smritis, Bhagavata Tatparya and other Granthas. And some important places, including Uttara Bharata, Purva Bharata, Dakshina Bharata and Paschima Bharata Pravasa, undertaken by Acharya. I have described only about one place, which is found there in Udupi Pradesha. Actually, Acharya has visited so many places, but I could remember only one place, and which has the importance of Bhimavatara also, that Paranti temple. So, this is the way how one has to undertake the Pravasa or Sanchara while continuing his Dharmacharana and his academic activities, as Acharya himself showed all these things. Otherwise, as I have already stated that the shloka of Mahabharata, Udyoga Parva, the one who cannot take Desha Sanchara will die noticed by nobody. The Bhumi he will be buried after his death in this mother earth, Bhumi itself. Such is the importance of Dharmacharana, Shravana, Manana, Dhyana and Desha Sanchara. Shri Krishnarpanamastu.